All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Odd Taxi, episode 8. All right.
Kakihana.
Kakihana. Yano has got you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And he has style, I must say. So who knows? Maybe it won't be too bad. Maybe the worst is over. Maybe he'll just talk at you in a very understanding way with his rapping.
With a sick beat to it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and you'll be very confused. Yeah.
So that's what's going on with Kakihana. This is all gonna tie in somehow to the mystery kiss situation in a way that, while we know that he's been kind of getting set up to be fleeced in this manner, it's the way that it will also tie in to the situation with Dobu and Odokawa.
Yeah.
So they are on their way to get rid of Kabasawa, which is hilarious because it didn't work.
It didn't work. No, he might have gotten away. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, all that's going on. And then meanwhile,
Tanaka's still out there.
Tanaka's still out there.
Yep.
Like, actively hunting Odokawa, like tracking him even.
Yep.
So, like, this is this is a shit situation.
Oh yeah.
But what will Odokawa's and Dobu's partnership
turn
lead
into?
them to consequences wise?
Right. But meanwhile, in the midst of all this turbulence, there's something more important going on.
Oh,
Little Daimon has to reconsider his entire life because his big brother that he would totally trust for everything might not be an agent of justice.
No.
He might be an agent of evil.
Evil. No.
And how does he handle that?
How does he handle that? That's true. Yeah. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below. Then come back here for the discussion. All right, okay. Odokawa, you're popping off, my dude. Way to go.
I gotta say, way to go. Right, like you're doing a good job. Like, you've got all the stuff on Dobu.
He's handling Dobu. He's handling Imai. If Imai can be basically like saved from this whole thing here, not only will the two gangsters basically not get what they want, but they'll then basically turn on each other, thinking that they each have some kind of game on each other because Imai then goes dark, and it's like, clearly, they'll take each other out.
Yep.
Odokawa might be in trouble because of the timing, though.
Oh yeah, no, he is doing a balancing act right now. Yeah. Like the image that I got from what he was doing this episode is basically the kitchen chef that has like 6 pots that they need to keep managed on all burners and stuff, and make sure that once one goes off, another one goes back on. Nothing is nothing gets overcooked or whatever. He's got a few irons in the fire.
Right. He definitely seems to be the kind of person who would like to take more of the burners and turn them off,
But he can't
do
that.
too many of them.
Right.
Because he wants to save all these people. The way he's also trying to even help Little Daimon here in this setup.
Right.
I mean, I'm impressed, Odokawa. Now, who did he send the actual text to with the recording?
To Little Daimon.
He sent it to Little Daimon, right?
Yeah. Because it's the at some point I'm gonna get some proof for you.
Right.
And then make sure to not like show it to your brother or anything like that. And
yeah. That's a huge deal. Okay, I just wanted to double check because I think the subtitle thing was a blink and I missed it.
Yeah,
here's the
Little Daimon. Yeah,
Little Daimon. Yep.
Now the way that I could see that potentially going badly is if now I don't think
Daimon then
sees it and deletes it or something.
Or no. Lets Dobu know.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or pulls over
Yep.
Odokawa.
Yep. Totally.
Because all it would take is for Little Daimon to confront Big Daimon and be like, I have proof. Where did you get it? Where did you get this proof?
Right, exactly. And that's why hopefully I think Little Daimon's good on that regard, because I think given that Odokawa talked to him and everything, and that he sends him all this data, he's going to then do the thing that he kind of has to do of taking it to the police department and being like, I would like to open an investigation basically into my brother. And then he does the confrontation of now he is not the brightest bulb,
Right.
So theoretically he could go to his brother first. But,
Okay. On the Kakihana side of things, though, we got some amazing rapping again from Yano.
We did.
And we see how ruthless Yano is.
Well, sure,
he will hold on to Kakihana the whole way through. Yeah. And even then, he was going to demand Nikaido potentially. Oh God, that's a whole other thing there too. Yep. But yeah, Kakihana, she was right there in front of you, denying to your face that
calling you disgusting, and everything. Yeah.
Now I could see someone who is so blinded by their emotions and stuff like that, interpreting this as big thugs are around her, big guys with muscle that could hurt her. Yep. She is saying what she can to protect herself,
and also maybe to protect me.
But eventually, you gotta face the music, my dude, because the reason why you're here is because of her.
Yep.
Yeah. And now, they coerced her, of course, But also, even if she is doing it to protect herself, that means that from the beginning, potentially, it all could have been a lie. Right. Not just this part here, Kakihana.
Now the issue is that this isn't exactly out of character for Kakihana, because everything that he's done up till now, getting the fucking engagement ring, I understand the dating and stuff and how that could get out of control and everything, because
especially if he's doing it just for 100,000 or what was it, 10,000 yen?
Or I think it was 100,000 yen. So basically, $1,000. But the problem is he probably did that again and again, right? And but because that's something where theoretically you could keep that a secret, and then if you want to have that be your own little fantasy, that's a decision that you're making. I think it's a stupid decision, but to each their own, right?
But you're not necessarily revolving your life around it.
Right, but once you say, I'm going to propose, that's either really playing into the bit a lot. Or you are, but you're also knowing that once you do that, the illusion's going to end. Because you can't have something like that continue forever. Once your lives get that entwined,
An example of this that I've seen, and this is one thing that I remember my parents having really rough conversations with us as kids, was we'd have a lot of friends that would go on like a vacation or something like that. And it would be this thing of where it'd be like, oh my gosh, that sounds so cool. And then I would hear my parents talking about food budgeting and stuff like that. And there'd be this thing of where they'd be like we really need to make sure we can pay, these bills here.
Right.
So we're going to have to spend only this much on money this month.
Make sure to buy things on sale when we can.
Make sure to grab the coupons. Make sure to do all this stuff.
Yep.
And I just remember having this thing of where I was like, I'm not going to ask about vacations because I was the oldest and stuff. And it was this thing of where I don't want to put pressure on them to feel like they need to, do anything like that.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure they would have been like, hey, Caleb, we get it. But, we can't afford that.
You're older now. Here's this, maybe not the full situation, but, we can't afford that. TLDR. Yeah,
exactly. But I remember thinking about it at times as the idea of, but what if they wanted to, have that feeling? What if they wanted to share that feeling specifically with their kids? And then I realized, oh, shit, they did that a bunch.
Right.
They just did it on much smaller things.
Right, exactly.
An example of this was that, my dad would take my mom and us out to this seafood place every once in a while. And it was a very, very nice seafood place. And I just remember my dad, every time he'd see the check, he'd take this deep breath, and then he'd just be like, put it tight, and I'd be like, oh. Gotcha. And me at 30 now, I get it.
Right, exactly.
I get it.
But when you're 6,
when you're 9 or 10, you just know that,
and you don't even appreciate the nice food
you don't even
getting.
really get it, no.
Yeah.
So, oh man, I feel for you, Kakihana, but this is your wake-up call. Yano is saving you. He is not going to hurt you here. Yeah, he is in some ways going to keep you away from the loan sharks.
In a lot of ways, Yano is your best friend right now.
Right now,
in a twisted way, but shutting up is probably the best thing that you can do.
The fact that the guard guy picked him up and started to strangle him, I was like, no.
Yeah.
You just lost a lot of value in their minds, so they don't necessarily care what happens to you unless they're like, if we kill you, then we have to dispose of you in a special way.
It's inconvenient to dispose of a body, and if they're going to use you, you know, get what they can out of what what little you have, then they're going to do it at an opportune time.
Yeah.
So
and honestly, because Dobu is not Dobu, Yano is smart enough, he realizes that, oh, this guy's got a bunch of debts and stuff. I don't need to kill him. I'll just let him loose, and the loan sharks will take care of him for me, basically.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because he got all the info he needed from Shiho that, you know, he was pretending, you know, he was doing all this stuff to make it seem like he had money. He was obviously spending some money, which means that, you know,
it came from somewhere.
He's in debt, like, by a lot right now. So.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I was almost a little bit curious to see how it ended up happening is how they ended up getting a lot of the money from him, because obviously it wasn't like a 1-to-1, right? If you spend $1,000 on a fancy dinner, that's, you know, you're not going to be able to liquidate that, right? That's a nice experience. But if you convince them to get you like nice gifts, right, then you turn around and hawk them, you know. And that's a way you can get some, but even then, you know.
Yeah, that's why they brought the engagement ring. He's like, oh, just this? This is actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because it's not just that it's not worth that much money, but also that he's like, oh, wow. You were really suckered in, weren't you? Like,
right. I would almost feel bad, but business is business.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that Yano put his mom on the phone and then was about to laugh.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, because
he's like, wow, you really were thinking you were going to marry her.
Yep.
Yeah, Yano is probably thinking like, wow, I've got a great gig here. This just never fails, does it? But, I think we've really got it right, though, with the whole Nikaido and, what was his name, Yamamoto?
Oh,
the manager. They absolutely were involved in the murder.
Yeah,
the girl.
And I think
that's why he was panicking. That's why the manager was freaking out. He's like, this is going to come back to bite me, and thus mystery kiss.
And this is why I think the murder is such a big deal, and I can't believe that I didn't clue into this beforehand, because all the things were there, is that they didn't realize that the person that they killed was the boss's daughter.
No.
Right?
No.
So, because she joined Mystery Kiss, ran away and all that stuff.
Right,
and, you know,
right.
And then they end up having her do these things, and she's like, oh, okay. She probably is, like, aware of what's going on. You know, maybe she doesn't realize the connection that they're, like, they work for her dad, because otherwise that probably would have come up when they were about to kill her, you know? But then all of a sudden she gets in too deep, and then they kill her, and then, oh, shit.
Yeah.
We need to make sure this never gets out.
Yeah.
This is not just a simple thing of like the police might come after us. No. This is much worse.
Much worse. And I love the way that now Imai is right in the middle of all this because of him winning the billion yen.
This is why you don't put it on the fucking internet. Which also, by the way, the fact that they have an understanding that he is going to cash in the lottery ticket.
But because he's a super fan.
Right, and he's actually going to try and spend money.
Spend it, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, you put it in an account.
No, you don't even ever withdraw it. You go to the bank and you set up whatever the most expensive wire transfer is, and you just send the money. You go into debt to make the wire transfer if that's something that's all a problem.
Yeah, right, but the point is
you
that
just wire it to another account.
You never let that become paper.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because
exactly, you're not doing crime. You don't need to have it be like untraceable or something.
If you're wanting to buy your 300,000 CDs, right? You can do that with a debit card.
Online,
call the bank and be like, "Hey, I have 1 billion yen.
Can I have a credit limit of 500 million?"
Well, no, even not a credit limit. Even if he's just spending it from the money he has, just be like, I don't want there to be a limit on this debit card. I am going to be purchasing an insane amount of CDs, you know, and maybe he has to come in and like do a bunch of verification things.
Honestly, even if he has to do it in 1,000 increments, clicking a button 300 times for a super fan, that's nothing. Staying up all night. Well, breaking a website because you're ordering,
right?
You know?
Usually for things like that, it's something where it's like there's a limit on per day, like how much you can do, right? For like a debit card or something. So it's I
understand that.
There are total ways around this, right?
I just love that because it's Imai, he's going to do the stupid thing, but then Odokawa
is trying to save
him, and because of the way that, you know, Imai wanted to not celebrate him, but like celebrate with him hey, I got the money, so I want to thank you with the unlimited service and everything. He's like, hey, here's my number, if you need anything. Like, I want to save you, buddy. I don't want you to help me.
He saved Odokawa's life by making him stay at the place when Tanaka went in after, right? Because he had been following them. And then he also saved his own life by giving his number to Odokawa so that he could call him. The interconnectedness of this show is ridiculous.
And we haven't even gotten to the thing that I think is going to actually blow your minds. This is the weirdest theory, but it actually works on so many levels.
And I think it's right. So what it's probably going to be is, holy shit, they finally figured it out. Oh my god. Yep. Because one of the things that I've been kind of wondering about.
Goriki basically just put a laser dot on it. Like,
it
was like, hey, let's talk Odokawa.
Yep, exactly. What's going on with him?
It's the sitcom line. What's the deal with Odokawa?
Right.
Odokawa, yeah. Odokawa, he has something that is giving him some kind of supernatural ability.
Right. But it doesn't seem like a supernatural ability.
It doesn't seem like a supernatural ability at all. No. It seems very simple.
In fact, it seems really silly that a lot of the other people can't see what he sees.
Exactly. Because, wait, we see this.
Yeah.
And in fact, in some ways...
blatantly obvious.
It's obvious, right? But no, it's not. It's the idea that we've been bamboozled. This entire show.
And you called it on like episode 3 as like a potential crazy theory.
Well, no, did I?
Because with he's like, well, you're a gorilla, and he's like, well, that's like when Odokawa was talking with Goriki.
Yeah.
And you were like, hold on.
Yeah, that was something that felt off to me, but I didn't think this at the time.
Yeah.
So I think that this world doesn't make sense with them all to be animals. The world doesn't fit. Well, so therefore, this is Odokawa's delusion. This is Odokawa's ability.
Take it away.
Is he just sees them all as animals? There's nothing in this world that props that up.
Right. Well, and also, if you think about it,
nothing.
It's kind of meta, but the idea of anthropomorphic animals, there are a lot of problems that come with it whenever you try and have that happen in a story.
Yeah.
Friggin' Beastars is a great example. Of exploring some of the problems that come up.
Yes.
Right? Because now, granted, that's tied into the themes of the show and everything, so it makes sense that they would explore it.
And this show has a very comedic,
just sort of fun atmosphere to it. So,
so it could just be there as a marketing thing.
Yep, exactly.
Except for the fact that multiple times Odokawa has referred to people as animals. And no one else has ever done that.
Right.
Not only that.
Also, there have been some suspicious responses to when he says that. Like when he refers to Shiho as a calico cat. The manager
is like, wait, what?
The manager is like,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Now, what I originally thought that is that he's basically trying to gaslight Odokawa from recognizing her because he doesn't want.
But that was what he said before that.
Right. But because he wouldn't want the identity of Mystery Kiss to get out, right?
Totally.
But if it isn't that, then it takes on a whole new meaning.
Well, that's why I wanted to go. That's why we went back and looked at it. Was because he says that you're the girl that likes baths, the girl. Then after that, he was like, like a pink calico cat that blah 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 blah. And then he goes, wait, what are you talking about?
No, it wasn't. No, the calico cat thing that was in the episode where he first meets.
I'm talking about right here. No. See?
Oh.
See? Oh. There's a gap of time. He's like, hey, it's the girl who likes hot springs. Yamamoto, I sleep. Right. He says nothing there. There's a time skip.
Okay.
And then he goes, calico cat, where have I seen one before? And then he goes, wait, what are you talking about, Odokawa-san?
Wow, yeah.
And then there's all the stuff with the idea of Goriki having the investigation. The logic of it makes perfect sense under this context.
He's eliminating variables.
He's eliminating variables. He's realized that because of the picture, it's a visual thing because it's reality captured through a form of media, meaning that Odokawa, when staring at basically an objective observer, the camera essentially, still is able to utilize his superpower of identification.
And it's something where it is limited to the one sense because it's a picture. It's not like he's walking around and then you couldn't tell if theoretically he's smelling or hearing or something like that, right? It's changing it.
And in some ways, it's kind of important that it's visual because a lot of people have what I would say a limited form of this in hearing, and we sometimes don't realize this. But an example of this is that you will start humming the song when you subconsciously hear it. But then when you consciously realize you're hearing the song, you're like, I was singing that song. Weird.
Oh, right. And then you think it's like some coincidence or whatever.
Yeah, you think it's some coincidence, but it's that you actually were hearing the song. You just weren't consciously aware that you were.
And in the situation with the picture with Kakihana, that's one of those ones where everyone in the audience is like, no shit, that's Kakihana.
That's Kakihana. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And also this goes back to the thing even with Dobu.
Yes.
When he shows up and he's in the mask and he's like, what, was I not blending in right? I'm wearing a mask. It's like, dude, you're not hiding any of the rest of yourself. You're like,
you're completely exposed.
You're completely exposed. Of course it's you, right? But
he thinks he's doing just fine with it.
He thinks he's doing a good job.
Kabasawa in the video was also the same way. Now, the difference with that is that kind of fits potentially with the idea that our boy Odokawa definitely has long-term memory stuff of what happens in his taxi.
Yep, it's on lock.
So that's also potentially a thing there. But then when he shows him the bird, why show him a bird?
Yeah, that was one of the ones that seemed the most random and out of place.
That one actually is the most damning because it's like, well, one, we've never seen a bird person.
Yeah, we've never seen regular animals.
But we've also never seen regular animals outside of
Have we?
I'm trying to think if anything outside of the OP, because the OP literally starts with him greeting a little cat with food and something like that.
Right.
There's a little black cat, But outside of that, the only other animal is actually in the gacha game.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which feels really weird if you have a gacha game that is about animals.
Yeah, because it's the whole thing of if you have a show with anthropomorphic animals, then that basically has to replace the animal kingdom.
Right.
But if that's the case, then is it just that there's no other animal type creatures that exist out there? A lot of things start to fall apart. There's the whole question of where do eggs come from, right? You can have funny things of characters that take their egg laying very seriously or whatever, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And also, no, that's the thing. Tanaka had a pet bird.
Oh, yeah, like a parakeet or something, right?
Yeah, so it's almost like either birds are...
Yeah,
or birds are the one species that did not get, the evolutionary advantage.
Well, and he's a cat, isn't he? So
he's...
I'm not sure if he has a tail.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But, okay, he might be a different kind of animal. But, yeah, so it's one of those things where this feels almost very A Beautiful Mind kind of a deal, right?
Yeah.
Where it's okay, everything is not as it seems necessarily, but how far does the rabbit hole go, right? Because
he gets a snow leopard here in episode 4.
Okay,
he rolls a snow leopard. That's clearly a mammalian animal that would probably have some kind of anthropomorphized counterpart.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
It's the. Are there are there parallel sets of animals? It's like, yes, my distant cousin.
Right. The reason why Pokemons aren't humans is because that would be fucking weird. That would be really weird if we were having our little monster slaves fight each other and they looked too much like people.
Yeah.
Now. The only difference is oh my god.
So the other one that was in there that was sort of okay, that doesn't really mean anything is having Shirakawa be blindfolded, right?
Right.
Now to the viewer, it's no shit, it's Shirakawa, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I would say that's one that even for a regular person, if you spend a lot of time with them and you see them blindfolded, you're still gonna know.
Right.
Maybe it was something where he was more trying to tell if it was tied to the eyes specifically,
Yeah.
What amount of them has... But then you couldn't see the eyes in the picture
with Kakihana.
But
I think this one was more of the idea of, okay, what does the bar owner notice? And still, she asks a question saying, that's Shirakawa-san. Not, that's Shirakawa-san.
Right, which...
Now, she hasn't seen that much of Shirakawa.
Right, and I can imagine...
Necessarily.
if you're in customer service, you see a lot of faces. So even if they're a regular customer, theoretically, it's still a professional relationship, right? Rather than necessarily a personal one. But that could also be something where that's Shirakawa-san is more of the, oh my God, what is she up to? Than necessarily, is that her? Yeah. But yeah, it's.
I really think it's like 98% like probable here.
So what's one of the other reasons why I really like this theory, and this might seem like kind of a weird reason, right? And don't take this the wrong way. I adore this show.
Yeah.
The amount that people rave about it doesn't seem to match up for me with what we've seen thus far.
Oh, really?
It's a very fun, engaging show, and it's really, really good and everything, but it's not going to make people, in my mind, like scream like you must see this necessarily.
Oh.
Right? If there is something...
So you've been waiting for like another pin
like
to drop?
A bombshell that basically is like, and here we go, right?
Oh,
and
wow.
because it's a mystery, I figured it'd have something to do with the mystery.
I never thought about it that way, but...
Can you think of if a twist like that were to be pulled off?
I still think this deserves to be like shouted from the rooftops as something to check out.
Right.
Even regardless of this theory.
But I feel like it wouldn't get as much like popular attention.
Well, I don't think this show is that popular, dude. I don't think this show is that popular.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm just totally misinterpreting
I think what this
things
is,
here. But
I think what this is, Jacob, is this is a much more marketable Rakugo type show.
Sure.
Rakugo basically had some beautiful writing with regards to the character relationships. This combines elements of the ridiculousness of Baccano,
right?
The noir also aspects of Baccano a little bit as well, with the Rakugo kind of character, relationship dynamic dialogue and stuff. But then also the comedy of something like Rakugo in a lot of ways as well. So that's why I think it's not just something that gets people excited on that regard.
Maybe to phrase it as a positive, if this twist were to be in a show and they pulled it off, that would absolutely cement it as a show that if you have seen it, if you get to that twist, you would have to tell everyone you know to watch it.
Because at this point, I feel like if they give us any more evidence to support this, it's basically obvious at that point.
I think this is kind of... I think this is like the moment in Hoodwinked, basically, where the bunny's like, and then maybe we could work for that little guy, and it's sort of like we haven't officially revealed it yet, but if you're looking for the clues, this is basically where we say
the big clue.
This is what it is.
And it's because literally a character in the story is like, let's focus on this. This is weird.
We know that something is up mentally with Odokawa, right? That's been a constant throughout the show. It was introduced in the very first episode.
Very first scene of the first episode is that he's having a nightmare.
Sure, yeah, that too. And then so now we focus on this, and it's like, something's up, and it in hindsight gives so much context and makes all the other scenes make sense when originally it almost seems like it's there was
this little like, oh, okay, that's just Odokawa, I guess. It's a little weird,
Like I would almost attribute it to levels similar to like Aura of Stupidity almost, that like characters like Dobu wouldn't realize that he's super recognizable in the mask, right? Because it's like no
now,
shit,
Aura of Stupidity is usually made to make someone else look smart.
Right.
It's not really the
no. If it's not this, I feel like that could potentially apply, because then it's Odokawa being like, I'm so good at recognizing people, when pretty much everyone in the audience can also recognize the things that he's recognizing, Right. Like, if you wanted Odokawa to really have this as, like, a superpower and make it really... Like, it would be tough if the audience couldn't follow along with it and be thinking it at the same time as Odokawa.
Yes.
Because then you'd have to have him be able to say something that the audience cannot perceive and sell that is actually the case, right? And that takes a whole different effect. In a lot of ways, the show wouldn't have time for that,
No.
But so
there's only 13 episodes, so we're on episode 8 here. Yeah. So yeah. Like, no shot at all. Oh my God. I loved the little bit though where Goriki kind of asks him, like, wait, how do you know that I was a doctor? And he kind of mentions that he can see souls, which is a little bit of a tie into the fact that Dobu said something a while ago, like, what, can you see like auras or something? Yeah. And I think that's more like subtle hints towards what we were talking about here. But there's a possibility that it's also something with regards to like something with regards to the fact that he not just has a visual thing, but there's also a vibe aspect as well. And that's why this is Odokawa's story. It's not that Odokawa is actually the murderer or something like that. No. It's the fact that Odokawa realizes how much he screwed up. Like, that he could have saved her. Yeah. That he had the chance to do it.
Right, in a similar way that he didn't recognize that Shiho was the person that Kakihana was talking to.
Right. But this was this is the thing that I feel like it could also be, is that he had a very similar like look at Shiho of like, and I think it was not just that he was noticing, oh shit, okay, but it's that it's another like, you know, like cat girl basically.
Oh, gotcha. Another situation of
that maybe feels the same, and he's like, oh, something's not right here with like this dynamic here. Yeah. Does she need to be saved? 2, 3. I feel like I recognize her. Wait, then at the end of the episode, shit, no. Yeah. I did. No. Okay, I'm not going to let this happen again, basically.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
And that's the potential possibility, is that with the way that she was brought to Yano, you and I were both worried for her safety.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we were absolutely
and in fact, she might have been in some serious trouble if Yano hadn't been preoccupied with listening to music.
Exactly.
Which I love that was like nope, he's busy.
He's busy.
Right.
He's busy keeping the beat in his own head, you know?
If he can't speak without rapping, then he needs to make sure that his rap tank is filled, you know? Right.
I love the idea. This is just a dumb idea, but he's listening to himself rap. Like, he's just like, yeah, I'm the best. Yeah, all right, yeah.
Oh, man.
And he's so sniffing his own farts, basically, because he is relatively smart. Oh, that kind of rhymed. But, like...
It's already getting to you, man.
It's already getting to me. I can't. I'm thinking in raps now. Well,
Oh, boy.
But if Odokawa now tries to save Shiho, he's got multiple ways in which he could bump into Yano in a way that would not work out well for him. Basically, he's putting himself too close into the Yano Dobu, kind of conflict. So he needs to start distancing himself little bit by little bit. Let Dobu do his, his bank robbery thing, and then just don't be his getaway car and just,
there's a different car that shows up to pick him up.
The problem is that he can't just involve the cops either. This is why he needs to have Yano be the one that kind of comes at him. Because Big Daimon will probably be like, oh, Dobu, I'll lead the whole thing.
Not if the information about Big Daimon being with Dobu has already been given to the police and everything.
Well, no, it was given to Little Daimon.
Well, yeah,
that's why I was worried.
Right, but that's why if he gives it to the police,
again,
like the proper police, not Big Daimon.
No, I know. Again, this is why I have problems with the fact that he gave it to Little Daimon. Little Daimon is a wholesome soul.
No, I know.
But he is not the smartest. The smartest cookie.
No, he's not.
He is going to say, "Look what Odokawa presented to me as evidence that you are, in fact, evil. Give me your phone." What? Why? Why would I do that to you? You're evil. It's like I need to make a call real quick, and my phone is not charged. That's very reasonable.
No. I could see that happening, but at the same time, it's
not like he deleted it. Odokawa still has it.
Well, right.
He's protected for a while in that respect.
Yeah, but because we saw Little Daimon actually questioning things and starting to keep things from his brother,
right?
At like the Halloween festival and all that stuff, I believe that once he gets it, it will his previous instincts would be to just go to his brother about it, but that on top of already having doubts with no evidence, then he'd be like, shit,
So he brings like 2 more buddies, and they're like, hey. Yeah, we need to bring you in.
Right.
Yeah, I hope personally.
I want that to happen.
I hope personally that Little Daimon is the one that basically saves the day at the end.
Yes, the hero of justice and everything.
He's the hero of justice. Yeah. He stops, because there's a bunch of people that need to be stopped, but there's also a couple people that need to be saved more than stopped.
Just a few.
So maybe Yano and Dobu get, either saved or stopped. But Tanaka, I need Tanaka to get saved, basically. Like, he needs to lose the gun, hit rock bottom, bump into Odokawa again.
Hit rock bottom again.
Well, right, but he needs to bump into Odokawa in a way where he's not a threat to Odokawa, so that they can talk about it. Because I think Odokawa could actually help him quite a bit.
Hopefully, but yeah,
or at the very least, he can like be like, "Hey, Godeki, I have a really
patient for you,
really in need patient that needs some good care here." Because it seems like I'm just gonna throw this out here as another fun theory. It feels like every character in this story has someone that they can save, but someone who looks at them as their way of being saved.
Okay. All right.
I feel like everyone has that in this story. Now, a lot of it goes through Odokawa, and thus he's the one that saved people. But just a fun way of looking at it.
Okay.
But all right. Okay. I think we've blown the lid wide open.
Or people are going to be like, "Ha!" Or the news anchors literally called the missing girl a cat or something like that. Like it's going to be one of those two.
Wait, actually, that's a good question. The news.
Yeah, you would think that would be a time when they would specifically state what kind of animal someone was. And I can't remember if they did or not. I don't think they did. I think it was just a college-age girl or whatever.
No, but
it's a high school girl.
It's clearly a cat girl.
Right.
Like that's the whole thing with the OP.
No, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And they showed like camera footage and stuff of like her leaving the place where she was last seen or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But they never mentioned, you're right.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think they did. No.
Yeah. So, and again, that would be like
that'd be number one thing as like an easy way to identify.
Amber alert, child of this, this height and approximately this age, and also they're a black Siamese cat, right? What I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. They in the OP it definitely looked more like a white cat, like from the background.
Sure.
But
I don't remember off the top of my head what color person was.
Right.
Yeah, what color the cat person was.
Oh my god. Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if ain't that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.